Hey everybody, it's Anna, and I sell real estate here in the greater Snohomish counties in beautiful Washington state. So today we are talking about the pros and cons of living in Snohomish counties. So if you're thinking of moving here, you've probably heard a lot of opinions, but what's really fact and what's really fiction? So I'm going to break it down for you really quick for living in Snohomish County here in 2026. So I used my lovely friend Google because I want to know what everybody else is saying. What's the community saying about living in Snohomish County 2026? So I looked up the five biggest advantages, five biggest disadvantages that people are talking about right now. Number one on the five biggest advantages is more housing and value uh, for the space that you're getting. So when you're living in Snohomish County, you are generally getting a decent sized home with a decent sized yard. So you have space to grow, space to have your things, space to do you. Whereas down in King County, you have a lot of apartments, a lot of condos, you're stacked on top of each other. You don't really have you space. So I agree with this one. Number two on the biggest advantages is access to outdoors and outdoor living. I 100% agree with this one. We are so close to the Cascade Mountains. We have Mount Baker right behind us. We have the Mountain Loop Highway just to the east of us. We have Stevens Pass. If you like skiing, snowboarding, things like that, you can also do that up at Baker Ski Lodge. Um, so many lakes, so many rivers, so many trails, so much stuff to do. We also, here locally on Camano Island, we have the outdoor zipline tours. If you like that, that's awesome. Goes through the forest, through the canopies, it's great. We also have the kangaroo farm out here in Arlington. So if you're looking for something just kind of fun to do, you got little kids, take them to see the kangaroos. I think they open soon. If they're not open already, they open soon. Number three, our proximity to major employment hubs. So, absolutely, we have great employers up here. It's controversial, I guess, but we got Boeing, we got access to North Seattle, Bellevue, but you're living in the quieter, less chaotic part. But you can get to work quick. Yeah, I agree with that. So number four is diverse community options. So they're saying that we offer a wide variety of lifestyles up here, ranging from tight knit to historic small town vibes, to suburban developments and rural acreage. That's all completely accurate. You can live in town. We got places like Stanwood, we got Arlington, we got Anacortes, all small towns, just amazing. You walk down the street, you live there for a while, and if you're any part out in the community, or even if you just go to the grocery store, you start knowing people, you start seeing people, and you start talking to people, you start making friends, those casual conversations. And then you realize, hey, they're my neighbor, or hey, they're my best friend's neighbor. And it just all kind of connects. So number five is quality of life and safety. So quality of life is really good up here. We actually have it. I mean, with the exception of gas prices right now, that's another whole nother video. But we are considered to be a very safe area to live up here. My I have my kids, I let them go out and do things. I feel very safe going out and do things. I do a lot of hikes and things alone on the trails, me and my dog. Um, it's generally a pretty safe area. I don't feel the same walking down the street here as I do walking down the street in Seattle alone. That's a little bit more sketchy. I'm way more aware of my surroundings when I'm down there, way more leery of what street I'm going to walk down. Up here, I'll pretty much walk down anywhere. It's not that big of a deal. So now for the 5 biggest disadvantages. Traffic. Traffic is number one. Yes, I-5 is rough. Um, Even sometimes getting through towns, some of the bigger towns, Everett, I hate you. I don't really hate you, but your traffic is horrible. Um, we need to do something better about it. I know the state's trying, but a lot of it comes from people just needing to be smarter. Speed limits are set for a reason. If you go the speed limit, people can merge on the freeway, traffic can flow, everybody's not slamming on their brakes. Um, yeah, so traffic's rough, but if you have a really good playlist in your Spotify and your YouTube Premium and your Pandora and your CD player, whatever you have, if you got a good playlist, it makes it a little bit easier. um, Number 2 on the disadvantages is the growth pains and overdevelopment. So there's people are saying that rapid population growth in the last decade, um, higher housing prices than in the past. Yeah, that happens. As a real estate agent, I see the pros and cons of that. That whole situation, because we want to grow. We want people to move here. We want a more diverse community. Um, at the same time, yeah, this I see a lot of this land getting eaten up by just construction after construction after construction. But at the same time, hey, I see a lot of construction. So as a real estate agent, that one's a little bit hard to kind of be on the disadvantages of. Higher housing prices, yes, but that's just not here. That's everywhere. Everywhere has a higher housing price right now. I know everybody's heard the old saying, right? Back in 1990, when your parents bought a house, the interest rates were 12,000 or 12%, and they were only paying 120,000 for their house. Well, 120,000 at 12%. I don't know. You do the math on the monthly payment on that. I'm not good with the numbers. Um, I'm not good with the quick numbers, but right now our interest rates are sitting around 6%. Average housing price in Snohomish County is mid sevens. Yeah, that's high, but you're getting a lot of value for that house. Plus, you can always purchase the house now while the prices are actually lower. And when the interest rates do decide to drop, you can refinance. You're never going to be able to change the price of your home. You can always change your interest rate. Keep that in mind. Number 3 on disadvantages is the gray weather. So if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you know it rains a lot, but at the same time, it doesn't rain a lot. So what that means is, yeah, it might say it's going to rain every day for the next week, but that could be only while you sleep. Could be in those, really early morning hours, 1 to 3 in the morning. Could be just for an hour during the middle of the day. Could just be sprinkling, that little kind of irritating sprinkle that I'd rather have it just pour all day long. But the actual accumulation really isn't that much. So it rains a lot, but it doesn't rain a lot. So if you know, you know. Number 4 is limited late night options. I 100% agree with this. Outside of like Everett and Seattle, we really don't have late night. Me and my family, we go out, we're doing things, we're shopping after work. Then I decide I don't want to make dinner. It's 8:30. Everywhere's closed, or they're closing, or they're closed in half an hour on a Friday night. That's just insane to me. I spent 20 years in the restaurant business, and never in my life did I ever close my restaurant at 9 o'clock on a Friday night. That is completely capping everything for you. And it's making people go look for other places. Why do you want them to go look for somewhere else? You want them to come to you. Stay open till at least 10. It's Friday. Come on. But down in Everett, you have a big music scene. Up in Bellingham, we love going to the Wild Buffalo. They're always great, but kind of in the middle. it's a little bit rough. Um, let's see. Then our last one is people say it's very car dependent up here. I don't agree with this one. Um, if I go Mount Vernon, Everett, I mean, I can walk to pretty much anywhere. Stanwood, Arlington, you can get just about everywhere. Yeah, maybe like Mill Creek might be a little far to get somewhere. Yeah, if you live out in Granite Falls, you can still walk. It might take a little bit longer, but there's also buses. But if you're kind of living in the middle, you're not out in Granite Falls, you're not out in Sultan, um, you're going to be within walking distance to most things. We have a pretty full, diverse community. Um, yeah, so those are the top 10 things that people are saying about the advantages and disadvantages to living in Snohomish County, Skagit County. And like I said, you want to talk, let's talk. Message me pros and cons, and we can chat about why you should live here. What's going to draw you here? All right, let's talk.